Hi, my name is Sharma, and today I'm back with the rest of my videos. In the last video, we made we made functions, we added comments, and we also made a boat that is at the end corner. Now, in this video, we'll actually be making the boat move from left to right. So, for that, we're actually going to use loops. Now, what is a loop? So, a loop is something like this. So you can write, it's a function. There's different kinds of loop, but the main loop is this. Now, you don't have to tell. So, a loop is something that goes over and over and over. It's a command. So, it's a control command. Now, you don't actually have to tell the BITSBOX to repeat this over and over. This function is already coded into BITSBOX. Lots of functions are coded, like tap. There's tap. There's drag. But in this video, we'll be talking about loops. Loop. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna backspace that, and okay, yeah. Stamp apple. Then I'm gonna write apple dot move, and then just write apple is equal to. Now, if you play this, what you'll see is lots of apples stamping on the screen. Now, if we use a different function, like, let's see, what if we used, I don't know, my function. So I'm going to just come right here and change this to my underscore my function. Then I'm going to copy this because I don't want to write it again. Control C. Right here, Control V. If it did this, it will only stamp one apple. And that's because a loop repeats over and over whatever is inside. So only when you use the loop, it will repeat the code inside the loop over and over, making this happen. So what my program is saying right now is, whatever is inside this function, do it forever. Then the function like, okay, so it says that there's this really cool, there's this photograph called an apple, and I have to stamp that apple on the screen, and then I have to move it. So the loop's gonna be like, okay, so let's do this part, and then this part, and then this part, and then this part. And it does it so quickly that in a blink of an eye, you will have 10 apples. So let's see. There we go. I blinked and there's so many apples already. So we can actually just delete this code, and I'll come home to my code. Now, to make this loop, we're going to first actually make that function. Function and loop. And I'm going to write main loop. Main underscore LOP. So there's just one thing. Oops, I forgot to add a comment. I forgot to add that comment line. Space, and then there. Now, I don't actually want to just make that function. I don't want to put all that code inside the loop, because this is the main loop. We're going to put in lots of stuff in the loop. So I'm going to make another function, and I'm going to name it function to make the boat move. And there. Now I'm gonna come right here, enter function. Function's gonna be named move underscore boat. Enter. So do the step and then come back to the video. Okay, now we have this, and we're actually going to write some code in here. What we're going to write is boat dot move, and we want it to be right. So write R-I-GST. I can uncaps lock that. Now we're gonna have to give it some more stuff. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna add a new variable for our boat. It's gonna be called boat speed. And in boat speed, I'm gonna write boat speed is equal to score. So if we're going to use score, we're going to multiply whatever our score is, score multiplied by, and we're going to multiply the score by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to divide the score. I totally forgot. And this might be a little fast, so I'm gonna make this a little more bigger later on maybe. But right here I'm gonna write comma space SPEED. Then I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna need to give it one more coordinate. It's gonna be 1. It's kind of like speed. So how far to move every frame? So how many frames should I move every time? I'll make this also, no, I'm gonna make this 1,000 because I think that's a reasonable rate. Now it says score not defined. Okay, so we can come like right over here somewhere. Yeah, and I'm gonna write random variables. We're going to change this later on, but I don't actually know what it's going to be for. Actually, yeah, it's a random variable. Score 0. Oh, and I totally forgot. We're actually going to have to do this way. Backspace. 1, 1, 2, 3 divided by score minus plus 1. This is what our statement's going to be. If you play it, nothing happened. Why is that? This is the variable. Come right here. Right here, we're going to actually have to call that function. So move underscore boat. And it says speed is not defined. Alright, I forgot. We actually have to change this to boat speed. See me, and there we go. So I think this is moving too fast, so I'm going to make this, I don't know, 3,000. That's a more reasonable rate. I actually just want to change this to 3,500. Okay, maybe. Yeah, so that seems like a reasonable rate to move at. So it's going across the screen nicely. So this is all good. But there's only one problem. When the boat moves, it moves, but then it disappears off the screen. That's because we're not actually telling the boat to reset back to its position if it's off the screen. So it's going to be easy to do that, but we're not going to be doing that in this video. This was a pretty short video. So, yeah. Now, if you haven't done all these steps, do it. And then, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the next video, we'll be on doing all that. And the further videos, we'll be adding labels and all that stuff. But that's all we're going to do in today's video. So, and like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Arnav Sharma, signing out.